Hi, everybody. Rachel Tiede here with an evening update for you on June 21st. And we have a lot of stories that we've been covering today, team coverage of one in particular. And this is about that officer-involved shooting / stabbing that happened on Franklin Street. We're also learning about the man at the center of all of this. Today, we saw body camera video from the incident for the first time. And in this body camera footage, 3 Albany police officers are talking to a suspect who was involved in a domestic violence report. There's no confrontation at the very beginning until they tell the man he has to come down to the police station for an outstanding warrant. That's when things start to escalate. The suspect pulls out a knife, he swings at one of the officers, and immediately the officer then shoots him once. The suspect keeps going, though, swinging at the officer again, just barely missing his face. Chief Hawkins says the officer that shot him would have been justified to use lethal force to stop an assault like this from happening again. So if you want to see this footage for yourself, just head to our website. That's WNYT.com. This is something that we've been covering all day long. And like I said, we had team coverage of this all day. We're also learning more about the man seen in that body camera footage. Chief Eric Hawkins says that the man involved has had several run-ins with the law and that he's had multiple felonies. When police confronted him, they realized that's when they had an active arrest warrant from a prior domestic-related incident back in March. Albany police say he's 54 years old, has more than 15 felony arrests. He was also just released from New York State parole last year. Another story we're following is, you might remember that after this incident happened, there were a lot of people in the streets voicing displeasure and concern over basically distrust between the police and the community. And we're learning now that while this happened on the same day as some of that unrest, it was sort of just an extra added element to something that people were already upset about. And this was from a Juneteenth celebration. This happened the same day as what happened on Franklin Street, but this was actually the day before. So protesters say this was an impromptu response to officers shutting down a Juneteenth celebration on Sunday night. Again, just so happened that it fell on the same day as when that man was shot by the officer, and that police say he stabbed that officer. So you can see in this video, argument between police and a group of people at the event. It's still exactly unclear what led up to this, but reporter Taniqua Penix is covering this story tonight. She's reached out to police 4 separate times in the last 24 hours to ask about their side of the story, what led up to this, to ask if there's any sort of explanation as to what exactly happened here. You're going to hear from her tonight, following up on the story on News Channel 13, 9, and 11. The other thing that we're following tonight is the rain. Of course, a very dreary day, a kind of day where it just makes you just want to curl up and take a nap, right? I've wanted to do that all day long, but Paul is tracking it all for us, and he's going to explain what you need to know.
Spotty showers will turn into a steadier rain, perhaps even some bursts of rain and rumbles of thunder through the nighttime hours. After midnight, we'll start a drier trend, but still some scattered showers and some low clouds and fog out there. Still a bit unsettled on Wednesday, perhaps not as much shower action, but certainly some out there. Then on Thursday, one more day of unsettled weather before we start to clear things out in time for the weekend. 58 overnight showers and thunderstorms, 72 tomorrow. Again, just scattered showers around, a rumble of thunder possible even into Thursday. Then the sun comes back Friday, 79, and summer-like warmth finally, with dry weather both weekend days well into the 80s.
All right, Paul, thanks so much. Well, tonight at 9 and 11, of course, we're talking about the several things that we talked about, the team coverage when it comes to the body camera video that we saw from police today regarding that shooting on Franklin Street, that officer-involved shooting, and that incident where the suspect allegedly stabbed an officer. We're also learning more about the suspect, who this person was that is suspected in this whole thing. And then we're also learning more about a separate incident that just happened to take place on the same day as that. But this was involving a Juneteenth celebration where there was an altercation between police and a group of people in Albany. So Taniqua Penix is reaching out to police again for a 5th time in 24 hours, trying to get some answers on exactly what led up to that incident. And you'll hear from her coming up on News Channel 13, 9, and 11. We'll see you then.